Okay, this video is for changing your printer head on your 1380i. So on the top of your printer head, you're going to have a motherboard, and it's going to have this piece in it where all the cables go into. So you're going to want to pull that out completely. And on this is indicated head 2 and head 1. Head 1, of course, being your color, and head 2, which is indicated there, that is for your white. So you're going to want to pull this off and have this ready. Okay, so when you first get your printer head, you're going to want to open it, carefully taking it out on each side. Of course, not touching the head. And you're going to want to grab it from the sides. You take your printer cable, and you're going to want to make sure that you're lining it up before you're pressing it in. So you want to make sure that all the cables, all of these here, are lined up on your printer head. So you line that up straight before you press it in. Make sure it's even on each side, and then you firmly press it in. So once you get that in, it's okay to put down your printer head carefully so that nothing is touching here. Grab your other cable, picking your printer head up carefully, and again, lining it up straight. And before you're pressing in, you're making sure both sides are nice and even and straight. And then you push firmly in. So once both cables are in, set it down, and flip it around. And now this is the part where you put your top cables in. So if it's head 1, if you're changing your color, you're going to be putting them into head 1. If it's your white, you're going to be putting it into head 2. So if it's color that you're changing, you're going to be going in head 1, using head 1, and there's a left and a right. So you're going to, and that's corresponding to your head. This is the left side, of course, this being the right side. So you're going to take your cable and you're going to run it, the one to the right on the one indicated to the right. And make sure that your cable is going in correctly. Again, lining it up. And before you press, you make sure that all of everything is lined up and even, and then you firmly press in. And then, of course, grabbing the left side and doing the same thing. Making sure it's lined up, and then firmly pressing in. And if it's not lined up, you'll sort of feel one side not press in. So that means just pull it out carefully straight. And then again, just putting it straight in and lining it up perfectly before you're pressing it in. And once you have it lined up, then give it a firm press inside. And then, of course, this is going to go back into your motherboard. On each side, it's got a little niche. So that's how you know on here on the motherboard, it's got a niche as well. So you're going to make sure that you're putting it in the correct way. And then it goes in here. And then, of course, it slides back into place. And then you can just kind of fold your cables or move them aside accordingly. Let's just do the white, which is head 2 as well. So that's going to be pulled off. Again, you've got a right and a left side on head 2. So you're going to take your cable, right side, putting it with the right one and making sure that the cable is the correct way. You want the back of the cable with nothing on it, on the part with nothing on it here, and then that part there, you want to put with the part showing there. So line it up and straight in. And again, left side now, coming up, lining it up, of course, before we press, making sure it's straight, so we're not bending any of these coils here. You want to make sure they're straight. If you push it in wrong, you could bend that, and then the cable is no good at that point. So line up, and then press in. And again, making sure when it goes back in, that those little niches are at the back, and that you're putting it in nice and straight before you press down. So make sure it kind of catches those niches. You can kind of feel it catch it. And then once it catches it, then just push it in. Oops. And then just push in. And that's your head 2.